Welcome back to the Dr. Rob Show. Did you know that according to the National Foundation for Celiac Awareness, that an estimated 1 in 133 Americans has celiac disease, and that a 100% gluten-free diet is the only existing treatment for celiac today? Here with me now is someone who's helping those and others live a gluten-free life, is the author of The Savvy Gluten-Free Shopper, Jennifer Fugo. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So why don't we tell people, first of all, why did you write the book? Do you have a personal interest in that? Did you struggle with gluten issues or celiac disease?
Well, I'm gluten sensitive, and after a year of being gluten-free, mind you, I ate a lot of processed products thinking that they were healthy. I ended up with adrenal fatigue and candida. So I had to figure out how to change my diet in order to support my body healing. Simultaneously, my husband was laid off from his job, so we lost 2/3 of our income.
Wow.
And I had to figure out how to do that without the amount of money I was normally used to going to the store and maybe buying all organic or whatever it was that I wanted to get. I now didn't have that luxury. So I have found through my work that the biggest complaint people have is the cost.
Is the cost, yeah,
Sure,
absolutely.
Sure. So how did you get over that issue?
Well, I number one realized that food waste in the household is one of the biggest waste. I mean, you're literally throwing money into the trash.
That's true.
Every time you throw away food that sat in the fridge too long or you weren't certain exactly how long it could stay. And then also, the grocery store is really working us. They want us to go and spend more money at the grocery store than we intended to. And when you learn how to work the grocery store and find where to save money, even if it's a few dollars or a few cents here and there, eventually it can add up to quite a bit, because a gluten-free diet, it was found, is on average about 242% more expensive than a normal diet.
That's a lot. So are you eating less? I mean, how exactly do you save money then?
That's a great question. So in order to save money, it's about learning which items are most important for you. So first of all, prioritizing on your list, is it wild-caught fish, grass-fed beef? And I do buy these things, and it is actually fairly simple to buy them when you know how to buy, like produce, for example, at a lower price. Now, I know that some people are always concerned about organic food and the toxins that are in produce, like fruits and vegetables, and those are important, and I recommend that people go to the Dirty Dozen list to see where those high toxin foods are, those high pesticide foods. So, for example, I probably won't buy conventional strawberries because they're pretty high at the top of the list, but you can get conventional bananas or conventional avocados. Even sweet potatoes are okay. So you can save money there.
So anything with a thick skin, you don't have to necessarily go organic. You can buy the regular brand. I'm sorry, we have a Twitter right now. We're going to Twitter. Okay, Dancing with ADHD. I destroyed my health with high fruit sugar and a corn, potato, rice, starch diet, working with a doctor to repair pancreatic and adrenal damage.
Well, this is kind of what you were just saying.
That's exactly what you're saying. Now you've repaired yourself.
And it took time. It wasn't something that happened overnight. You can't just snap your fingers and assume that after your body is depleted that it all of a sudden will become healthy again. It takes time. But by eating the right foods, lower glycemic fruits, like those strawberries I mentioned, even I will tell you, frozen vegetables, even though a lot of people cringe at not buying things that are fresh, frozen vegetables are, number one, a great deal. And number two, they are frozen at the peak of their
I've heard that.
their
I've always been a big fan of frozen vegetables. It's true, people frown upon them, but they are fresher sometimes than store-bought fresh vegetables.
So, do you only shop at places like Trader Joe's or Whole Foods, or do you go to regular stores, and do you talk about that in the book, how people can go into a regular supermarket and shop?
So I generally don't shop at Whole Foods. It's very expensive.
Yes, it is, right.
And for people who are dealing with these food restrictions, it can become incredibly more expensive for them. A tiny bag out of Whole Foods could be $60 or $80.
Sure.
So I shop at local grocery stores like Giant or ShopRite, and I also go to local produce stores as well, because again, if you know which foods, which produce items that you can buy that are safe and could be conventional, obviously they don't have a lot of toxins in them, you can get a huge box of produce for maybe $10 or $20. And when you know how to properly prepare that food and save it, you can make a lot of different meals, store them in your freezer, and then you've got, I like to call it gluten-free fast food, because you can pull it out
That's
and
fantastic
pop it into
idea.
the microwave or reheat it on the stove, and then add those frozen vegetables to make the meal go farther.
So there's no waste.
Right. So we don't have a lot of time left. So let people know where they can find out more information about you and your book.
So they can go to my website, glutenfreeschool.com. I also have a podcast, and they'll see on the front page they can go and buy the book, The Savvy Gluten-Free Shopper.
That's great. Well, don't go away, because when we come back, Carolyn and I head into the kitchen to show you some healthy foods for your little ones when we return. Welcome back to the Dr. Rob Show. As we just discussed in the last segment, a gluten-free diet is one way of leading a healthy lifestyle when it comes to nutrition. Carolyn and I have brought some examples today of foods and snacks that are not only good for your little one, but taste good too, or are they? So we have a couple of kids here that
We
are
have
going to be
Jacob and we have Evelyn. They are our taste testers, right? Now, you are already casein and gluten-free, so you have a little experience, but you don't. So let's start right now with a pizza quesadilla. You want to take a bite? This is a gluten-free tortilla.
Be honest. Tell
And
us.
it's casein-free cheese and a little tomato sauce. What do you think, guys?
You think
I really like it.
Oh,
Oh,
look at
I
that.
love, okay, all right.
Yeah, see, a lot of parents
Excellent.
won't do these diets because they
Oh, he's still
automatically
eating
assume
it.
that my kids are
Oh,
never
she's
going
still
to eat
eating
it. They're
it.
not
Wait, you have a
gonna
lot
like
of
it.
food to, oh,
And
what?
so these
Wait.
guys are our representatives.
And everybody also thinks that cheese can't possibly be delicious and melt and be so good. Look at them, they can't get enough.
Or
Wait, guys, we have
cheese
so much more
substitute.
food. Or a cheese substitute, which is what it is. Here, now why doesn't everybody take a taste of this? This is a juice, and it's got a lot of different vegetables and fruits inside of it. And you try the first one.
Get you to wash that down,
What do you think
Jacob.
of that? Good. Oh, she
right.
likes it. She likes it. And you know what? It's really
That's good.
important.
That's
That's
good?
good. That's good because
All
a lot
right,
of
good job.
the drinks that are out on the market are really just filled with sugar and filled with chemicals, and these are 100% juice. And let's try this one. Let's see how brave you are.
What is that one?
This is actually
green
a
one?
green juice, but it is filled with so many good green things for your body and also fruit.
My mom makes this all the time.
I
Okay.
love this kid. I mean, what do you think? Is that delicious?
It's great.
It is. So don't be afraid to try these things with your children because they actually taste delicious. What about a cheese doodle, which is completely casein free? Would anybody like to try that? I love cheese doodles. They're like my favorite.
I think kids are going to like these too.
And gluten-free.
you think
These
that-
are also
Right.
gluten-free because
Yes, and
Jacob's
gluten-free.
on gluten-free.
Oh, no, all of these things are gluten and casein free.
All right, so this is a big thing because one of the biggest things I hear from parents is that their kids won't give up chicken nuggets.
That's right. And chicken nuggets from fast food restaurants, I don't even want to tell you what they're made of. And this is
Nobody knows.
organic chicken with gluten-free breadcrumbs on it.
You guys like chicken nuggets?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm sorry they're not warmed up a little bit more.
We don't have any dipping sauces.
Well,
but-
you
I
don't need
did
to.
them on Mondays at school.
Okay.
These are great. I love them.
You know what I liked about
Jacob,
them?
I'm
Carolyn
taking you
is
home.
cooking them with coconut
do
oil,
you think,
and it's
Evelyn?
so buttery tasting.
They're good, right?
It's delicious. You know, you don't think about that, and it
They
really,
really
is. I swore
do-
butter was on them.
We all ate these at home and everybody loved them. Other alternatives to snacks are nuts. And my favorite combination, are you both don't have nut allergies, right?
No.
Are pistachios and cranberries. Do you guys want to try that combination, one of each?
I love pistachios and I love cranberries.
See, we starved these children for days so that they would like everything.
I know. I think we did not pay Jacob for any of these testimonies. What do you think of that combination, Jacob?
Great. It's
What do you
sweet
think?
and salty and crunchy.
Salty and crunchy and a little sweet at the same time. What do you think about that?
She doesn't seem to be quite as
I like
convinced.
it.
I like
Okay,
it.
there
Do
we
not
go.
speak for the
Now, one of the
princess
things I
here.
want to ask you kids is that, do you think that kids nowadays eat healthy?
Most kids don't, but some kids do. Very few, just a little, but a lot of the kids at my school will pack a dessert every day. I only get my dessert every once in a while, and
Well, now your mom's very smart because you really don't need dessert. You need to eat your lunch, right? And what about you? Do you think people eat healthy? Children eat healthy?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
She was saying how the kids in her school, they don't eat lunch and they run up to the ice cream truck and fill up on the ice cream thing in their cafeteria. So she was noting
You
that that's
are
not a
what
good
you
thing.
eat, and if you eat healthy things, you'll have a healthy life, and you'll help your brain, and you'll study better, and you'll have.
That's good, right?
You'll
Yeah.
just have a
I
better
really like that a
social
lot.
life because a lot of sugar makes kids very cranky and very irritable, and there are so many alternatives.
They're really
Okay,
good.
last one. Let's try some chocolate soy milk.
Oh, this one here. There you go, buddy.
A lot of parents don't say their kids don't like soy milk, but I think the chocolate is quite delicious. And Jacob's giving the thumbs up.
All
great.
right.
I love it.
I love.
It's great.
Well, this just goes to show that you can feed your children in a very healthy way. You can cook healthy snacks. You can have your chicken nuggets. You can have nuts and cranberries after school. Would you sit and do your homework and nosh on these? Absolutely. I don't have a cookie here. I mean, I do have a cookie here. I have a animal cracker, but we really don't need animal crackers, do we?
No.
No. And you can also make these yourselves. You can help your mom cook these things and learn how to cook for yourselves because that's very important when you're older, right? Not to have processed foods or fast foods or anything like that.
Okay.
To learn how to cook.
All right, great. Well, guys, thank you very much. You represented children well. We have you
Certainly
back.
did.
And want to thank you for watching today. And we are going to be back again. And in the future, thank you very much. And remember, there's always hope. See you next time.